This is the logic only zone. You know, the thing is, you can't be tolerant of everything, right? There's some people in this world that are interested in nefarious, devious, like really bad stuff. You know, those things really start to be really bad when it's something that they might be doing to somebody else, where they might be doing harm, or they might be trying to manipulate or influence people that may not be capable of understanding exactly what's going on. Now, this might be because of some mental deficit. This might be because they're, too young to know better or whatever it might be. But, you know, we have to have some standard of morality. We should be diligent about setting those standards for ourselves. That means being responsible for the things that you believe, for the things that you do. And, if somebody says something about you or says something that's not true, and perhaps they might even have some reasonable reason for thinking that somebody else might be something that they're not. If they really aren't that thing, then all they have to do is explain themselves, explain what's going on. And the thing is, look, if somebody doesn't want to have any moral standards, if somebody, thinks it's okay to do things that maybe culturally and socially we find to be important, things that we don't support, that generally society as a whole frowns upon, like, not, these are things we won't do. We have laws that, essentially, generally, for the most part, everybody agrees with, and so forth and so on. In society, we have these rules, these basic rules. And, some people violate those rules, or they kind of ride a thin edge of kind of, but not violating them, or whatever it might be. The point being that we got to have some code of ethics as people. If you don't want to have a code of ethics, if you think other people, what they do and who they are and what they think and all that, it's just them. That's just up to them. They can decide all that on their own. And we don't have to hold other people accountable in the sense, at least to say, hey, this is kind of weird. This is kind of sus. I don't know how I feel about that over there. Pointing out that, this gentleman or this lady or whatever it might be over here, these folks over here, if somebody points out that something is sus, that like, this is a little bit weird, that is in an effort at least to point out that, I don't know, this is kind of weird, this makes me uncomfortable, this violates my moral code, my sense of ethics, my sense of what is acceptable. For me, it's not okay. And, if those individuals who are struggling with maybe getting involved in something that is not healthy, that's not ethical, that has the potential perhaps to harm other people or themselves, the response is just to be like, oh, you're just a dumb face, and ignore the issue entirely or whatever it might be. Okay, fine, but what am I supposed to think as an outsider? Watching this and looking at this, what am I supposed to think? So, in that case, all right, great. I mean, I'm just gonna step back from this. I'm just gonna step back from this because, like, anybody who's involved in anything that society deems as unethical and immoral, or individuals or anything like that, I'm way back here. I'm like, okay, you over there, you over there without your ethics and your morals, and okay, so you do you. Just don't go out and do anything wrong to anyone. Just don't go out and do anything unethical, okay? All right? That's all I have to say about the matter. Just don't go out and do anything wrong, okay? Don't toy with the idea of kind of not maybe doing something wrong, maybe doing something unethical. Don't. Just don't. Just know that you're living on the edge, man. You should stop the whole damn thing because you're doing something wrong. Not in the fun way, riding a motorcycle 100 miles per hour down the highway 3 a.m. at night after a 6-pack of beer. On this topic, I am not addressing any individuals. I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm talking about ethics and morality and my concern around what people do and how those things affect them and other people. And that makes me a responsible, conscientious person. I think that's all I'm gonna say about the topic. I got my Starship live stream thing that I'm trying to get off, the platform to launch off into space here, and that's what I want to focus on. I felt like if I used reason, if I explained stuff in a certain way, that I could encourage people to understand my perspective. All right, I know it was a mistake. Okay, it was a mistake. All anybody wants is for everybody to be safe, and that's it. Okay, just stop. Okay. Peace.